Hey, oh,
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. We just can't see you. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Take care of
There
that.
he is.
How are you, brother?
I'm great, my brother. It's good to see you.
It's good to
Thank you for
see you
doing
too.
this. You have the best lighting. I was just talking so much shit before you came on. My lighting is always piss poor when I'm doing it from home. Um, oh,
I'm gonna send you a flashlight.
or better lighting in here. Like we need some I don't know. All right. Well, thanks for doing it again. Before we get into the show and everything, how are you? I mean, I'm
I'm
already recording,
good.
but
No. I'm good. Just, a little tired. Some family stuff been going on, but everybody's okay. Uh, trying to get that work. But so far so good. Everything's still good.
all right, excellent, excellent. Well, you heard it, Lord. Let's just start right there. My goodness. All right, my brother. Let's go because time is precious and there's a lot of topics I have, and it's the season
Season
finale.
finale.
Yeah, I don't know who I think I am, but season three finale. Here we are, over 160 episodes later, and thank you so much for being a part of it. Um, a big shout out before we go any further to Jasmine and Harry, who are so busy that I barely get to communicate with them. It's okay, everyone's busy. Um, so it's all good. So thank you so much. I'm sure they are excited and are going to be excited to know that you are. I don't want to use the word filling in, but like you're holding down the fort. So let's get
Holding it
right
down.
into it. Season three, Los's Lounge podcast. Don't forget that this episode is sponsored by Magic Mind, the world's first mental performance shot. Now, right now, you can get 40% off using my promo code LOSLoungePod40 over at magicmind.com and get 40% off of your purchase. We'll get into that a little bit more later on down on the episode. And before we continue with my Manushka, don't forget, still be stilling.
What did you call it in your post?
Oh man. Yeah, man. I'll look for it. No, it
I
was
you made me laugh. You
it
made me
was
laugh.
worthy it's worthy of a because the original title, ladies and gentlemen, you can't get to still without not being still. So the original title of this book was going to be Bitch, Where's My Dignity?
Still haven't found it.
Oh
Still don't know where
shit,
it
part
is.
two coming still available where books are sold, especially for all of you poetry lovers or just anyone who loves to read a damn good book. It is written by our dear friend here, Renzo I almost call you Del Castro, Del Castillo. Wherever books are sold, you can find it on Amazon, Barnes Nobles. Definitely go show your support. Um, you recently were in Los Angeles, am I correct?
Yes. Yeah, I
Talk.
was.
Let's start there, and
Hold
it
on. You can
correlates to the
see
book. There you go.
uh
Congratulations.
still got the International Latino Book Award
Fabulous.
for audiobook. I got the
Fabulous.
silver medal. It's medal somewhere over there.
Fabulous.
And it was an honorable mention for Poetry Book of the Year, as well as Cultural and Community Book of the Year, as well as an honorable mention. So it was nice. It
Congratulations.
was nice to go and
Yeah.
meet different authors and build relationship with them. Having colleagues that are in the same area, it's always really great. Had a good
I'm
time.
proud of you, bro. Congratulations,
I
man.
appreciate you.
Keep on doing the best that you do. I mean, we think the world of you. I know my coworkers, my co-hosts do, and so does the audience. So please don't forget the holidays are coming. We talked about this on the previous episode. You know, I said a good stocking stuffer. Maybe someone just needs to just shut the fuck up and be still in your life. It could be you, maybe. It could be me, but I already have a copy. So please
And
do
Magic
support.
Mind.
And also, don't forget, Los Lounge Podcast is available on your favorite podcast app, including Pandora, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel and hit subscribe on the Instagram. And away we go. Post election. How you doing with everything, man?
Uh, that's not the outcome that I personally wanted. Uh, Cabinet picks are definitely worrying me a bit, but let's I never root against the US, right? Let's hope we get out of this okay.
I like Dr. Oz.
All right.
Dr. Oz. Mehmet, as his friends call him, which is his first name, it really gained my trust on television. I like a good old Dr. Oz. Where did Linda McMahon come into play? When did the WWE? Because why don't we just get the Undertaker as well too? It's crazy, bro. But
We could.
when
It's
you
also
could,
interesting that
what the way things are going, you
that's the
could
pick for the department he wants to do away with or promise to do away with, right?
education.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
that's not RFK, is it? Or
No,
RFK?
no, 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 no. RFK is health and HHS.
Oh
It's
God,
health
I mean, I guess
services.
I could look it up. Um, it's insanity. Yeah. Uh, how did you feel that day? Like, or the next morning when you woke up and you saw the news? Because I don't know, I can't speak
I didn't
for you,
sleep.
but I
I didn't
felt
sleep.
gut punched the whole day.
I didn't sleep. Um,
Oh,
my girlfriend slept and woke up. I
oh,
didn't sleep. I live in Miami, so I heard all the honking of the horns at around 4 a.m. But it
oh.
for me, again, it seems that where the Democrats lost out was with Hispanics, with African Americans, with some women as well. And also the middle class, like that's what really left. I mean, they won a majority, a legitimate majority in terms of that. So it was for me, I've mentioned this before, right? Like I can be conservative about some things, I can be liberal about other things. When your rhetoric is one that spews hatred, uh, when it's something that as somebody who's an immigrant, as somebody who's come here, again, very lucky to have done it legally. Um, but I look at the people around me and see people struggling with that. I see people struggling with my LGBTQ friends in fear of having their rights put away, my women friends in fear of having their rights infringed upon. Seeing protests the very next day in the University of Texas saying women are property, it's just and having that rhetoric be part of the national discourse
Mm-hmm.
concerns me,
Mm.
and it just as somebody who is still living in this country, it's just doubling down in terms of if they are things that need to be resisted, having the strength of character to go and resist them and build community around that and move forward, right?
Right, right.
What about you?
Um, man, I'll be honest, that entire day I was the most silent I think I've been in a very long time. I didn't really know what to say. I just felt gut punched the entire day. And it sucks. And so I couldn't really I wrote down some of my thoughts like the day afterwards because I knew I would want to discuss this. And I don't really want to stay on it too long because
Sure.
it's been in the news and it's whatnot. But it's always nice to hear everyone's opinion. At the end of the day, we're all American, but before that, we're all human. And I thought that we would at least have some moral compass coming into the White, or at least staying within the White House. I also, I mean, I made it no secret. I wore her T-shirt on a previous episode. I voted for Kamala, and but the when the country wanted something else, I know everybody keeps going back to the economy point, but it seems like such a at this point it's like such a moo point because the economy should be at the top of everybody's tongue at every election, whether it's been going bad or not. And I just think, in my opinion, I feel like those who kept saying, the economy, they were 4 years ago, we were in that pandemic and they were handing out checks that for many people, if not for all, eventually weren't free, PPP loans and all that stuff. And I get it, but there was a circumstance around that, and that those plans of action were already to be taken by play, whoever the president was. And I think he just executed it a whole. He took a left, went with the execution, delayed so many things. I mean, whatever. I also don't have a family to feed, and I have myself to feed and to take care of of course. But I can also understand, a person also that has, or I can also respect a person's opinion on having to feed their family and the dynamics of that and home ownership and I get all that, but I don't know, man. These last several weeks have been really interesting, especially in the last week to see Matt Gaetz. Like, where did Matt Gaetz
Oh,
come from? Like, and just to be clear, Linda McMahon, yes, I think you said it. Maybe it went over my head the way, or I heard it wrong. She's the Department of Education.
she's Department of Education, which he
Education,
has run on one of his campaign promises. Trump's campaign promises is to dismantle the Department of Education.
which is ridiculous. So let's just dumb down the voter. It's white supremacy at its finest. It's what really pisses me off more so than I think him coming back to office is now he's gonna get away with all that shit. And it's just like, damn, man, it's just white privilege, white supremacy at its finest. But welcome to America. That's what you guys voted. I don't know. All right, well, let's move on. This can only because it can't go downhill from here, not on the season finale, and I'm not spending all this time on this. I will say just, politics are like the wind, and sometimes it blows this way, and sometimes it blows that way, and sometimes it doesn't blow. Are
Yeah.
we still talking politics?
I don't know if you are.
I did. So I say all that to say, just vote for Jesus, man, and just stay spiritual because we are living in the end of times, and it's about to be. We're on the brink of World War III. So let's not. I'm not ending all this season on that. Let's get right into it. I sent you some topics. I don't know if you had a
Yes.
chance to look at the links, but I do want to start by here. I recently went to, well, maybe not recently, about a month ago or a little over a month ago, I went to Chicago,
Yeah.
Schaumburg to be exact, for the first time. And my
How'd you
sister
like
has
it?
lived there since 2001. So it was nice to finally be out there and visit the big sis and have my other sister fly in and spend time with uncle's nephew. That is where this picture right here comes into play. I know it's kind of blurry, but that's us at Fat Rosie's, where they put 2 shots of tequila in every margarita. Two
Oh,
shots,
okay.
not just one.
Okay.
They put two. Yeah. It's a situation. You leave fucked up, but you take an Uber and you get home safe. Or, or Renzo, because this was a trip about not only really just surprising my sister and really just giving her a nice warm hug.
Oh, it was a surprise.
Well, it was going to be, but then you kind of really have to talk to the main bitch in charge and make sure she's available, and that would be the queen bee. So the queen
Mm.
bee found out, but she was the last person to find out. Anyways, listen. So the queen bee, my sister, apparently it was like, because she knows I have life insurance. All right, I've never made it a secret. I take care of myself. If I die tomorrow, everything's paid for. But I feel like she was really trying to take me out. Never get into a car with a drunk Puerto Rican female driver. Never get into a
Ooh.
car with a sober Puerto Rican driver, because both times that it almost happened, it almost did. You don't take a left with the oncoming car coming, and it's me who's on this side not once but twice, and then laugh. So I felt threatened. I felt a certain sense of insecurity. I didn't feel secure, you know. I think my sister's trying to get the money. She's trying to get the money. She wants the money.
I mean,
It's fucked up because
do
her
you blame
son's my
her?
beneficiary. I'll put it
Do
out
you
there now. I have
do you
no
blame her
shame.
though? Do you hold this against her?
I'm just wondering, why didn't my father at this point use protection? You see, there's the oops babies. There's people have options, and dad, you just need to do better. All right, I had a great time out there, brother. I had some of the best pizza, deep dish pizza.
Good
I had
stuff.
some of the best margaritas. I didn't really do anything within the big city because it's just too big and too much distraction, and not for my first visit. I had a wonderful times. I do have to give a big up to the Watsons, who are the real star of the show. That's my sister's best friends, and they host a Friday night shindig like no other. So a big shout out to the Watsons, and to all my fellow Trump supporters out there who I met, yeah, and had wonderful conversations with and debates.
You have to go back to
Leslie,
Chicago. You have
Isaiah.
to go back and do the city.
I
Do the
know,
city
bro. I
itself.
know. I know.
I got some recs for you.
Yeah,
offline.
no. When the
I'll let
weather
you know.
gets better. Hey, listen, we had 75-degree weather out there actually. This was in October. So a big up to Chicago and a big up for the experience. I just want that to go down on record. All right, let's get right into it. I don't know. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I had notes for as I had planned on recording before. Puerto Rico, no, we are not trash. We know this. I'm not even going to dignify all that. Toyota apparently is no longer aligned with the LGBTQ pride, etc. I I I guess let me just Google it, schmoogle it. But I drive a Toyota, so
Me
I don't
too.
really feel the type of way. I think to each his own. Um, it would be nice if we were more inclusive, right? Yeah, Toyota is no longer supporting LGBT causes and DEI initiatives. According to our friends over here at like they're my friends at out.com, a new report indicates that Toyota is the latest company to seemingly backtrack on its support of LGBTQ plus causes, Pride Month, and overall DEI, diversity, equity, and
Equity and
inclusion,
inclusion.
initiatives in an attempt to soothe its conservative customers. So it's about soothing.
So how
Soothing.
are they removing support? Are they no longer funding internal DEI initiatives or
So basically, in the last few years, some of the largest brands in the world have started to cave into so-called anti-woke backlash for many companies. The rainbow rebranding, they stopped doing that. So here we go. They're not supporting the events, sponsorship of all LGBTQ plus events, and its participation in notable rankings by advocacy groups, the Human Rights Campaign, and other corporate culture surveys. Uh, what are those causes and events? Well, Toyota was a Pride sponsor for the Los Angeles Gay Pride event um, at one point. So, yeah, it's thoughts around that.
I'm a very big proponent of DEI initiatives. You know, in my corporate jobs, I've definitely built them in when they weren't spelled out into our
Mm,
internal processes. My thoughts on that are like you choose what to support, right? If the brand is not doing what you need it to do, you can choose to support it or you can choose to not support it. If it's not aligned with what you're, with what you're doing, my thoughts on it are like if Toyota made that decision based on its pocketbooks, right?
mm.
As you mentioned in your reading of the story that it was caving into pressure from more conservative clients, then you know, don't give it your money. And if enough people do that, then maybe we'll see a change. But I, I don't know. For me, it's focusing your attention on things that bring you joy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if another brand, if Mitsubishi is doing it for you, then go ahead and do that. You know what I mean?
Not the Mitsubishi. It'll be interesting to see how many corporate, if not already, corporations that have already kind of. I mean, it's said this is just another company on that list of people who've kind of been backpedaling a little bit with all that. I mean, I remember when Budweiser threw the trans dude on there. Um, I Dylan something. I don't know his last name, but I mean, don't
That's
get me
right.
wrong. Like, you know what? This is the part where Harry would say, "All right, Trump, come on, spill it." Because Harry always says I get more conservative, and I have become a little bit more conservative as I'm getting older. So it's funny to hear myself say this, but I don't correlate like trans person with beer. But shout out to the trans community. Don't come at me with negative comments either. I'm sorry. I have trans in my family. I've been around this all my life. Um, I don't care. I'll be honest with you, I don't care. But I'm just saying, like, I just don't. I don't know. Some things I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I like my beer. I like my men to be men. Urgh. So I don't associate that with beer. Now, trannies need beer too. We all do. Just like gay people need to drive too. Listen, support what you want to support. I'm just interested to see how many more companies are going to go down that route, especially with this new
Well,
administration
well, you're
kicking in.
calling it to attention, right? Like you're saying, like, look, this is happening, and then I want to see if this is going to be a trend and something to be aware of. No, I mean,
Yeah,
like, I feel that's where you're coming from.
genuinely, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is even with this new administration coming in and just knowing that they're going to go after gay rights and all that. I mean, for me, I can speak for myself. I'm going to live and do just as fine either way. That's just how I view my life. I don't care. I'm good. But for the many people who probably are not, that's I think that goes to across all boards though, just not just gay people. Just anyone who's marginalized, or at this point it's all of us, right? Because even rich people struggle too, or people that we perceive to be super wealthy and whatnot. So anyways, I just, please everyone, just fucking get along, and more tolerance and inclusion. And I have a whole on the other side of the coin opinions, but I'll save that for private time when I'm talking at the kitchen table with Harry. uh, you know what? This it keeps going back to the administration, my brother. But I mean, this is kind of life, and I was reading here on local news. Now I'm coming from the Western Mass area. You're down in the MIA, but Western Mass News. I read this article, and it's women suffering miscarriages dies days after baby shower due to state's abortion ban. An 18-year-old woman in Texas suffering a miscarriage, and this is one of many stories you will find like this now in the United States. But just to highlight. An 18-year-old woman in Texas suffering a miscarriage died after the state's ban on abortion stopped her from getting life-saving medical care. On October 28th, 2023, Nivea Crane woke up with a headache on the morning of her baby shower. Not too long afterwards, Crane developed a fever followed by nausea and vomiting. Um, they took her to the hospital and they sat in the waiting room for nearly 4 hours. She was diagnosed with strep throat. Um, she was discharged, prescribed antibiotics in the middle of the night. She kept complaining of the pains. They went back to the hospital. They gave her numerous hours of IV fluids. Uh, Pulse remained high, and the fetal heart rate was abnormally fast. The doctor said that Crane had strep and a urinary tract infection, wrote a prescription, and discharged her. When she got back home, she was still in pain. She told her mother that she had to urinate, but she noticed that blood had stained her underwear, and she was having a miscarriage. The next morning, they were back at another hospital where Crane continuously said she was going to pass out. Um, the medical staff started Crane on antibiotics, and the OBGYN on duty also reported that they couldn't find a fetal heartbeat at the time. Eventually, doctors performed a second ultrasound to confirm fetal demise. Um, Crane was unable to sign consent forms due to extreme pain, so her mother signed a release to allow her daughter to undergo an unplanned C-section. But that meant they couldn't remove the near total ban on abortion in Texas. I'm sorry, this is a long article. Meant that the doctors could not do anything to remove the unviable fetus unless Crane's life was at risk. She would either have to get sick enough or doctors to intervene or miscarry her. Anyways, she would die hours later in the ICU. So this is just one of many cases that you can read. And we've talked about this on the show before. I know we have. And I remember you said you support a women's right. I think I made a funny comment like, I know women everywhere are applauding you right now, but we do
Mm.
stand with women on that. And it's just really sad to hear that this is a situation, that this is what's going on. This is what everybody voted for, y'all. I mean, granted, this was overturned, but look, he's got all three branches in the palm of his hand. It's like it. It's kind of. I made this comment earlier about this being the end of the world, but it's kind of like just putting the world in the devil's hands and just see what the outcome is. I hate to be so morbid, but what are your thoughts on that, bro? Talk to
It
me.
just, I mean, you just gave a case study on inefficiency in terms of procedures from top to bottom. First, 4 hours in an emergency room, unacceptable. Misdiagnosed, unacceptable.
Twice.
Return to be misdiagnosed again, unacceptable. All of these things are unacceptable. And then one of the things that, like, I didn't read the story. I don't know the details. I don't know how far that it went, but there is a Hippocratic oath that you are, as a medical professional, your primary responsibility is to save the life of your patient.
Mm,
So I don't, the there should be no conflict there, especially if the fetus was if it was already a miscarriage. So, I mean, again, I don't know. I think it's creating more problems than what it is. I know that there's a narrative that says now it's just in the hands of the states where it belongs, that it's not abolished, that it's in the hands of the states. But if this was happening before, I wasn't hearing about it.
You can say that again. You can say that again. Um, yeah, that's heartbreaking, man. God, let's God, this has been a sad, depressing
All right,
season
I got you.
finale.
I got you. I got you. So you were talking about
Jeez.
inclusion and diversity. How was your Halloween? How was your Halloween?
You're giving me Halloween?
I'm giving you Halloween. I'm sure you had a good time.
I'll tell you how my Halloween was. I was asleep by like 8 o'clock. I honestly I don't do much for Halloween now.
Ooh.
I know. And if I would have had a costume on, it would have been Kylo Ren from Star Wars. Now, Kylo Ren is the bee's knees in my book. How was yours? Did you dress like anything? I don't remember seeing you.
Oh, you can see it. So I Gurbet, my girlfriend, she was looking at like 70s couple or whatever, and I was like, no. So I convinced her to be Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Chippendale Rescue
Rescue Ranger.
Ranger.
Yeah, yeah.
Chippendale with the
When there's danger. Yeah,
Oh my God.
so she's like she grew up in Turkey. She had no idea. And I'm like, okay. So I unironically own every item in an Indiana Jones costume. And I told her, look, I have the hat. A girl can look very attractive with like form-fitting pants, khaki pants, a shirt. You can definitely dress up as Indiana Jones. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna be Indiana Jones. And I'm like, yeah, and who are you gonna be? I said, I'm gonna be Magnum PI without the mustache. And she's like, how's that a couple's costume? And I told her, wait, chipmunk ears. Huh? So I had to take her and show her some videos and finally convinced her. She did the makeup.
That's hysterical.
And we went to one of her to her company's corporate event for
Okay.
Halloween. And none of the millennials or Xennials, they were like, how cute your bears. And we're like, uh-huh. But when we went out in Wynwood to different bars and stuff as part of that event, and we started getting respect and acknowledgement from people our age, right?
Yeah,
She's
they
like, "Oh, this is awesome," and I'm like, "Yes, this is awesome." So there's a reel on my Instagram page if you want to see it. You'll see the costume. It's there.
I'm inspired by first of all you have the WWF, which will always be WWF in my head. I know it's WWE belt right there. Point to it. There it goes. China. So I was watching this right there upper right hand corner. China, remember China from
Of
back in the
course.
day, and so I was watching a like 9 minute documentary. I think it was like on Vice or Vox TV, whatever it is on YouTube.
Vice has some really good
I think
wrestling
it's Vice
documentaries. Yeah.
actually, and just telling the story of China Joni, who entered the WWF with her then boyfriend Hunter Hearst Helms, Triple H,
Paul
um,
Levesque.
and how she had to conform and get the surgery to be more feminized and whatnot, and then she actually became more feminine and she became a big hit, and but just the ups and downs of her. I mean, she's God rest her soul, she's dead now, but it just reminded me of being a teenager again, all over again. So earlier on social media, I posted like when she first came out and she was just like shaking the hell out of Marlena like a rag doll. And
Oh
then
my
there was
God,
Sunny,
Marlena. Right.
Marlena. Remember Marlena with Gold Dust?
Yeah, that was I
Sunny.
think Hunter's feud when she came out. It was the Goldust feud at the time. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
And then there was Sunny, who was with the Body Donnas, who became like the most searched person on the internet back in like 97, 98 from the WWF. They made her into like the sex siren who's now doing like prison time for manslaughter. I should say allegedly, but I mean it's in the news. But I'll say allegedly to cover my ass, I guess, but it's out there. So that's crazy how life turns out. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, shout out to the WWF. I think, and I want to just move on from the WWF, except for one thing. The Undertaker was my guy. Who was yours? Did I ask you this before?
Yeah. So back in the day it was Macho Man, right? Like Macho Man and Roddy Piper. Like I loved Macho Man had it in the ring, but his promos were insane. It was like anybody. He was on, like when I don't know, like growing up, you had your friend who was a raver and he was on a variety of different drugs. So that's what Macho Man seemed like to me.
He
And then and it
the
was just
Slim Jims.
crazy. But a great worker, right? And then I loved Roddy Piper's promos. Like growing up, I mean Hulk Hogan also, but it was just there was more to the shtick of Piper. You saw him improvising and talking and finding things. I think Piper is very underrated in terms of making the first WrestleMania a success because Hogan was this conquering hero, but
Mhm.
he needed to conquer a villain, and Piper was that villain who was up to the task to make WrestleMania a success. So he's one of my favorites on the mic.
Roddy Piper. Shout out to Roddy Piper. Hey, now's a good time to just kind of remind everybody of all the wonderful benefits of Magic Mind. I mentioned earlier to you that if you go to magicmind.com/Los Lounge Pod 40 and you use promo code Los Lounge Pod 40, you're going to get 40% off of your purchase. And this is a limited time offer only that expires at the end of this month. So I need you to go to Magic Mind, the world's first mental performance shot. Now, here's what it's awesome at doing. Okay, this is going to help you stay focused, keep your mind clear. It's made of wonderful, healthy ingredients. Okay, it's known to keep you alert and just ready for the rest of your day. Now, I'm guilty of drinking coffee in the morning time, sometimes 2 cups. I've suspended that. Well, sometimes you need it, you know, but I find for myself, like in the midday, that's at least like around 2 o'clock is when I need a fix me upper. Okay. Magic Mind provides that. Okay. Reduces stress, increases awareness. There's so many wonderful benefits. You can take it with you anywhere. It's a quick, simple shot. You can put it in your pocket, take it to go, put it in your car. Don't leave it in your car. You don't want to leave it in the heat, obviously. Common sense. But Magic Mind is offering you 40% off. So don't forget to use my promo code. That's LOSLOUNGE POD 40, magicmind.com/Los Lounge Pod 40. Hey, you can check them out on Instagram if you don't believe me. Find out all the wonderful ingredients that are there. I don't know, maybe you have a date and you worked all day, maybe you're looking to have wonderful sex. You're going to need energy to give good dick. Do you understand what I'm telling you, world? Magic Mind. All right, 40% off. Magic Mind. Somebody out there is enjoying Magic Mind. I know I did. Not necessarily when I was giving good dick. I'm sorry, Magic Mind. You didn't ask to be sexually objectified, but that's one of the benefits. Objectify yourself right now. Magic Mind, 40% off your purchase. Back to the show. Hey, listen, I don't know about you, but one of my favorite albums out right now, and we always talk about music here at the lounge,
Yeah,
is this artist. Actually, I get kind of pissed off sometimes when I can't find his oh shit. So it's house music, and I love a lot of chill house music,
okay.
instrumental. Just give me that '90s groove. We love a good percussion add to it. But there's this guy. His name is. This is a horrible presentation. Shit, I know what his name is.
His name
Salute,
is what?
salute, like salute. SALUTE. And the album that I really, really love of his is called I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna find it. Anyways, go check them out on Apple Music. I think it's worth like when you're cleaning or just driving around. It's incredible, really good house music. It's a black and white album cover. I posted it yesterday on my thing, but for some reason it's not saved on here on my
I'll
phone.
check it
Um,
out.
we are approaching the holiday season. Talk to me about what does Thanksgiving for you and your family look like, or you and your loved ones? What does that look like for Renzo's?
Sure. So, I mean, I guess it's shifting a little now with my dad, having my dad pass away, but we've kind of built a tradition over the last couple of years
Yeah.
where it's at my sister's house. My brother-in-law puts on an apron with some breasts
High
on it.
heels.
And
No, I'm just joking.
yeah, yeah, no. And he barbecues, and my sister and I take care of the sides. The kids are running around, spending time with my mom. But now I have Gurbet, so I'm bringing Gurbet over. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna do this year, but she's gonna be part of it. So it's gonna be interesting to see her interact with my family on Thanksgiving. And it's also my nephew Noah's birthday's on the 25th, so it's always
Mm,
very near Thanksgiving. So planning what to do for his
double.
birthday has always been a bit of
Yeah,
a
double
challenge.
celebration. How old is he gonna be?
It's gonna be 10, brother, making me old AF, you know.
I mean, time. A wise woman once said, "Time goes by so slowly." And I don't. I don't
I have nothing, you keep saying this. I want to go on record. Madonna, Madonna, I know you listen to this podcast. I have nothing against anything you've done in the 80s to 90s. Nothing.
this isn't gonna end
Nothing.
well at all.
Early 2000s, I'm for it. And then I just don't know.
On that hand, on that note, I would like to read a poem
A
out of your
poem.
book, a poem out of Still.
Oh.
Don't forget that Still is available, award-winning Still, award-winning poet. How many people did you pay to get that prize?
Oh God. So there was the publisher, there was that. No, it was it's
Because
I'm
I
very
did about
lucky.
7 sexual favors down there while I was in Florida for you to get this prize. And I
That's
know it
true.
was in Los
That's true.
Angeles, but I came back achy for you.
Uh,
I'm
What would
loyal.
I
I'm a
do?
ride or die. I told you, any
What would I
chance
do
I get
without
to.
you? What would I do without you and your insatiable libido to help your friends? I appreciate it. Thank you, Magic
Still,
Mind, for giving Carlos the energy to go whore himself for my book.
and let me tell you, it's all about that Magic Mind, magicmind.com/Los Lounge Pod 40. Promo code Los Lounge Pod 40. Take advantage. I'm going to randomly pick the page. I want you to go purchase the book and support art, support poetry. Awakenings is where I've landed.
Mm.
Now, you're going to find this on page 17 when you get to the book. And this is called Awakenings. And it goes a little something like this, written by Renzo del Castillo. The afternoons I spent trudging towards the bus stop, drenched, lamenting going home. Our sepia colored dreams I reluctantly put aside when I wake to find her snoring, her back to me, sealed in my comforter. The phlegm is a dull brown streak as I rinse it down the sink, along with the last vestiges of sleep from my face. Same pants, same shoes, different shirt. My morning lacks variety, and I shower to keep up appearances. Ooh. I don't know if this is what it means, and I know you've said it before. You don't want to ruin what it means to the person because, right?
But we
Blah
can
blah
talk
blah.
about it.
But
What did you get from it?
I
Other
got
than the
that you
fact that that
just
guy
woke
wasn't
up
using
out the
Magic
bed from
Mind.
doing the nasty, you bastard, you nasty bastard. No, it gives of a night of passion maybe before with one's partner. It's the next day it's giving. What page did I say? 17.
17.
My morning lacks variety. It's giving the next day. Um, and you just keeping it moving.
Yeah, I mean, I what I get from it now, reading it, right? I know what I knew, what I meant back then, that Renzo so many years ago writing this. What I read from this is somebody who's depressed, somebody who is
Oh,
just, afternoons I spend trudging, drenched, lamenting, um, reluctantly put aside. I wake to find her snoring, right? Like all of these different things. It's like same pants, same shoes, different shirt, like
oh,
very office spacey in that sense, I guess.
nothing sexy at all out of this. So I
I
took
mean,
it.
if you like phlegm, I don't know if you're into phlegm play, but if that's you. But no, it's there. It could be that. It's just to me, it's somebody that's just dissatisfied. Or I mean,
Well,
your
that makes
reading is
sense now
valid
too.
too. Your
Yeah,
reading
but
is
I should
valid
have
too.
I should
Like
have looked out for those keywords. You said it. You
no,
said
there's no should have. Art is what you make it. Art is what you find in it.
you
And it actually tells me more about you that that's what you saw in it. You know what I mean?
know, I don't know if that's a good thing, Renzo, at all. If it
That's a
tells you more
great thing.
about
It's
me, I'm a
critical
little
thinking and
nervous.
interpretation.
Um, Still available where books are found and so not found, sold.
You can
If you
find them there
find it, you
too.
gotta buy it. Don't walk out of there without buying it. Hey, I do a lot of work around lead poison prevention. October was definitely a big month around that. And at work, the work that does also pay the bills. Um, I've been doing a lot of different presentations around the city for different events and what have you. And it's just basically the same message. Lead poison is still something that is prevalent still in the United States, especially with old infrastructure and also old homes. I can't speak to anywhere else but Massachusetts, but I'm sure the same goes across the entire country. Um, Lead poison, please get your kids tested, especially 0 to 6, on their yearly test. Make sure that they are, testing every year for lead poison, making sure that your home is lead free and safe for your family. Here in Massachusetts, just a quick reminder for anyone who is renting: if you do have a child who turns out to be poisoned by lead, your landlord cannot evict you. By law, they have to rectify the situation. So that's called the Massachusetts lead law. Check out the lead laws in your states, or wherever you live, but make sure that your children are being tested for lead. It's crazy, and it's not just in the homes; it's alternative sources. It could be old pots and pans. It can be an air fryer. It could be lighting incense in the home. Incense have high levels of lead. Certain cultures use incense rocks that are lit up in a goblet, and you're just breathing in tons of toxic chemicals, of which is lead. So uh, certain cultures like the Afghan population use ceruse on their face, that makeup that also has high levels of lead. So it's still a thing, and I just want to put it in everyone's radar, especially for parents and homeowners, especially renters. As I see, and I work with a lot of different cultures that are coming into the United States. One of those populations is the Afghan population. And recently I did an incredible presentation with them. I don't want to use the word incredible, but it went really well. These people, if anything, were incredible, and just some kids arrived sick from other countries. They're breathing in war ammunition and gunpowder from all the warfare that's going on in Haiti, Ukraine. I can go on and on. And that's one form of exposure: breathing in that dust, breathing in those toxins. So, not to bore you with it, but this is what I kind of do every day and what I work with. So a big shout out to all my colleagues. And I don't know, if you have little ones, just please be careful. So I just wanted to remind everybody around that. And if I was
Could
a
I
rapper,
could I ask you a question? How
yeah,
did
you
this
can ask
become
as many
such
questions
a
as you
such an
like.
important? I mean, you're very passionate about this. We've talked about this offline. I was very happy that you shared with me that your awesome presentation, how awesome it went. But how did this become so meaningful for you?
I landed on it. Like I applied because I was an assistant program director, and an activities director, at the same time, working at an adult day health program. And when the pandemic came, I was furloughed, with no signs of coming back. So just to get back in the job force. And to be quite honest with you, when I went to the interview, I had a concept, I had an idea of what I was applying for, but the whole lead thing went over my, I didn't see that part. So when I got there and she's explaining, I'm like, oh, this is what it is for. So yeah, I just became passionate about it just through the education and the training that they gave to me. I think what I do is just runs along the line of my purpose, or what I would hope to be my purposes when it comes to work and what have you. And that's of being in service and of service to people, and advocating and helping people navigate and get to the resources that they need. Um, uh, and just, again, just human services. So I love it. I love the team that I work for, or that I work with. I also love the company I work for. Um, they're a nonprofit
That's great.
organization, and they just do so much, not only in Springfield, but around the state, and are widely respected by a lot of people, such as the Red Sox, Senator Adam Gomez, Mayor Albano, not Albano, Mayor Sarno. Um, Mayor Albano is a throwback name out here. In any case, so I love what I do, and it's great. I think it's simple work, but I don't say that saying, oh, give me more. What we don't do is already like not, we work hard. There is a lot to do, but it's, um, I don't know. I think it's relatively easy. I'm passionate about it. Um, and I love, give me a platform, and I like to talk. So I
That's
like
right.
that we can do presentations, and doing community events, meeting different people, networking. It pays off, and it's nice to see the same people. At least I live in Western Mass, so it's always nice to see the same people around. Hey, I remember you, and these are community leaders and whatnot. So I don't know. That's a long answer, but
No,
4 years
it's what
later,
I
I'm still
asked.
doing it. Yeah, I love it. We have a new building at Square One that they're building here in Springfield. It's like 2 streets over. So we'll be the first staff going into this brand new state of the art building, and it's great. I'm blessed. I'm blessed, and I also have great leaders. So a big shout out to Melissa and the rest of the crew. You are, I mean, look at you, blue collar, like shirt today. Like I know you've been out there trying to get back into the field of things and whatnot. What does Renzo see? Like, what do you see for yourself for the rest of this year? And
For the rest of this year. So no, I actually I do dress in suits more often than not. You just caught me on some Henley and t-shirt vibes whenever we've talked. But no, what do I see for myself? Well, I want to have a great Christmas. As you can tell over there, you see a lot of wrapped stuff already. So
oh, in the bottom
gathering.
part. Oh, hey.
I love Christmas. I'm waiting for Thanksgiving to be over so I can crank Mariah and put up that tree. Yes. Yes, I don't hate that song. I love that song. Yes.
Oh yes, she
Yes,
makes
I
like $2
do.
million every year off that one song. It's
Well
fabulous.
earned. Well
Yeah, yeah,
earned.
yeah, I would say so. I would say shout out to Mariah.
I'm
Shout
ready
out
to
to the
watch Die
Lambs.
Hard on the 25th every morning like I do, on the 25th of December. It's been
Oh,
like close to 30 years of me watching Die Hard every Christmas morning. It's interesting to have a girlfriend for Christmas for the first time in a while. It's going to be fun to do.
I was wondering where you're going with that when you started that. I was like, whoa.
No, no, no. Like it's because you're introducing somebody to your traditions, right? And
Yeah,
she's Turkish, so she has different traditions.
yeah, I
And
understand.
having her interact with my mom already loves her. She loves my mom. My family likes her a lot. Having them interact during the holidays is going to be fun. What I'm doing right now is actually I'm writing the next book, the next poetry book. I'm doing some. Actually, do you want me to share one? I got a new one.
Please and thank you. Bless us right
Yeah.
now. Come
So what
on.
I'm working on right now is I'm collaborating with a good friend of mine called Scott Raven, and that's Scott with three T's. Scott. So he's been in the New York poetry scene for a while, started a nonprofit with a couple of friends of his that he makes a living being a poet. And now he moved to Miami because he had a kid, and his wife is doing her residency here
Mm,
as a doctor.
okay.
And we've become really good friends. So one of the things we do is we collaborate because my focus on style is more like classically trained. He's more from that New York slam poetry scene, but he speaks my language, I speak his. So we've been doing performance pieces where we blend. And he came up with this concept of a haikumite, which is basically like poems battling it out like in Bloodsport, the kumite. So while trying to figure out I was trying to tie like a poetic form to a fighting style. So like a haiku, judo, Japanese. An I freshly, which is an Irish form of poetry, to do boxing, Irish boxing, right? And in doing so, I ended up finding 168 different types of poetic forms. And while I've know poetry, I haven't done all of those different forms. So I started writing a poem a day, right? And that when I told my girlfriend about it, she's like, "Oh, that should be your book. The journey of learning new poetry and then doing a poem based on it would be great." So
Mm,
it might be, it might not be, but this is what I'm working on now. I'm going to
yeah.
share with you
Bless us, please.
an anagrammatic poem. Are you familiar with an anagrammatic poem?
No, but I'm willing to learn. I used to be only
Yes,
on
yes.
Tuesdays.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. An anagrammatic poem is a poem where, let's say you take a word and the title of the poem could be the word. In this case, this poem is called Bathrooms, where you take and you only use the letters in that word to write a whole poem. So no, the
Ah,
poem can't contain, so bathrooms doesn't have an E. So I can't use the letter E while I'm writing this poem. Okay. So it's called Bathrooms. Art's a boast or a bomb, too smooth, too tart to toss at stars. Smart brats boo tabs at bars, to smarm so a host. Moors to a ram a moat, Moors to a heart, room to roam. Stoa's aroma, a bath or a storm. Adam's harbor, a tomb. Bats stab at bats as a hoot. Boom, a boar is shot. Most horrors smash or throb. So moot, so moot. So no
Interesting.
letters outside of bathrooms were
No, I
used.
caught that. Caught that.
So yeah,
Wow.
just working on stuff like that.
Wow. He's a revolutionary man. He's a man of intellect. He's a
Thank
man
you.
of culture. He's a man of a certain what Harry and I call the Delacroix.
Ah, Delacroix. Merci.
I
Merci,
don't know
mon
what the
ami.
hell that means, but I made it up.
I
And
like
it
it.
sounds, thank you. But see, that's what I'm about, Renzo. You know, you're the class and I'm the jackass with the Delacroix.
No, you are
Listen,
the sass
and I'm
and the class.
the
You like
sass.
that? The class and the sass.
The class and
What?
the sass.
What?
Damn it. That's why you're on the show, Renzo. Don't give it up for Renzo. You know, I want to remind everybody you can check out Los Lounge podcast on YouTube. Don't forget the Instagram page, Los Lounge underscore podcast. Before I forget, where can people find you on Instagram
At
or
Renzo del
wherever?
Castillo dot author. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok there. You can also find me at renzodelcastillo.com online, and you can find me under my name, Renzo del Castillo, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, anywhere that you can find me there.
Speaking of the Christmas season, the Christmas tree that's going to be used over at Rockefeller Center came from the Western Mass area. To be exact, it is a. I'm sorry, we were just talking about this in the holidays, and I wanted to share this.
No, of course.
I forgot what town out here in Western Mass. I'm trying to see here, but maybe I'm scrolling too
I'm
fast.
gonna check my notes.
But anyways, the it's I'm sure it's being put up now. I'm super excited for the holiday season. I can't wait till next week for Thanksgiving. Praying that my sister and my other sister will come out next month. I know ticket prices for airlines have been insane lately.
Mm,
But I can't wait. I'll be spending Thanksgiving with the family and also with the Delgados, who are an extended family of mine. And then the holiday season, man, Los's Lounge will be taking a break for the holidays. We're going to be just coming up with new ideas and figuring out ways on how to keep the show going and restructuring and or maybe we don't touch anything because sometimes if it's not broke, don't fix it, just only expand on it, if anything, right? There's
Oh,
always room
I
to
was
grow.
actually gonna ask you what you have in store for us in season 4. Like, what are you gonna be exploring? But it seems like it's gonna be a surprise.
You know what I'm trying to do? I'm going into the porn industry with this. So I'm going to
Fair
write
enough.
scripted porn. Jasmine's going to play a waitress. Okay. Harry is playing the pimpstress or the pimpster. Renzo, I'm going to need you to be like the drug dealer in it all. You see, and then I'm just like I'm kind of like a male madam, and it's just
Okay.
pure unadulterated sex with humor because we all need that right now. No, honestly, I want to have more guests on. One of the great things about doing this show, and you can testify to this, bro, is just the connections that we make.
Definitely.
You're a 100% example of this. And thanks for doing it again with me as well here. But it's that main thing. So I want to keep making more connections. I've been manifesting this. I've been speaking on it, and I still haven't asked two people that I really, really want to be on the show. And I'm gonna just say it again. Claudia Jordan, a big up to Claudia Jordan and Carlos Leon. You can look them up on your own time, but they need to be on the show. So a big up to the OG Daddy and Claudia, who I have so much respect for and just adore. I
So,
definitely want to just keep inviting more guests and also having more video content. The wonderful thing about the Zoomer is that I can actually upload this onto YouTube. I don't care if I don't have a big studio behind me. This is studio enough. We got to get better lighting on my end, though. I'll work on that. You know what? That's what we're gonna get for season 4: better lighting. Um, and just to be as creative and continue to be as entertaining as possible. Also, one of the big things is promote more. So I know I need to get on my game around that more, but I just refuse to open up all these social media accounts in the sake of promote. Like I just don't have the patience for that. That's not even in my like energy field.
oh,
So a big up to everyone who has listened, whether it's on Spotify or whatever platform you're listening to. Thank you, and just keep those streams coming. And there's so many other episodes. I gotta stop telling people season one is a hot mess, because a couple of my girls at work wanted to know about the show, and I'm like, just skip over season one. It's a hot verbal diary mess. It's just verbal diarrhea until we knew more, and then we became better and structured. And yeah, so I do want to say before I forget, and before we end soon, is a big shout out to you, and also a big shout out to, once again, Jasmine and Harry, um,
Yeah.
who are such an intricate part of the show. And especially to Harry for designing the cover art, and just anybody who's watched it on YouTube, and all my colleagues at work who always support it and whatnot, and my family. So, um, wow, 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 wow. All right. Uh, one word association game.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thank you once again, Renzo. Don't forget, everybody, you can pick up a, hey, and I do want to say this before we go on. We, especially us here in America, we gonna be all right. I just need everybody to just cut the bullshit and vote right next time. Okay. Don't vote for the micro anymore. Vote for the big macro, because you fucked us over for the next 4 years. Damn it, man. You know, there is a cruise ship.
I heard about this
Can I just,
for a 4-year cruise, right? What could go wrong?
yeah, no. So Cruise Line offers a 4-year trip for Americans during the Trump years. Now, this is crazy. Cruise Line offers 4-year trip to Americans wishing an escape for Trump's second term. What is that going to cost you? Let's get right into it. Well, according to westernmassnews.com, a cruise company is offering a 4-year escape to Americans who are looking to escape President-elect Donald Trump's second term. A few days after the election, Villa V Residencies announces the launch of its Tour La Vie program, which allows clients to travel the world on its cruise ship for up to 4 years, visiting more than 425 ports in 140 countries. That's too many opportunities for a killer to come get you. I don't know. So if you're looking for an escape, there is no better time than now. If the price is on here, I'll let the listener Google that. But that's some top money right there. I mean, I don't know, Renzo, you got that type of money? You taking 4 years
I
off?
don't. You got to tell me what the price is. I mean,
Listen, we're gonna have to do that on our own time. But I mean, I'm telling you, 4 years at sea. Could you do that? Even if you could afford it?
I always wanted to go at sea for an extended period of time. Just to, I remember watching like Saved by the Bell, the college years, and there was like a semester at sea when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was always like, oh, that'd be cool. Like, what would that be like? I don't know about 4 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do. I mean, I would be open to traveling the world for 4 years for sure.
For sure, the travel part, absolutely. Whether
Yeah.
it's on, do I want to be in the ocean for 4 years? I don't know. A lot of room for something to happen there. I don't know, nature wise, or just I don't know. Semester at sea, that reminds me of Road Rules, when Road Rules had the semester at sea season.
Yeah.
Um, it's funny because you mentioned remember the fight, Zach and Slater, the infamous fight. Oh man, damn it, man. I miss being a young man. I got to tell you. All right. Well, let's wrap this up. It's been an incredible season. I do hope that everyone checks out Renzo's book. And don't forget to check out the previous episodes that Renzo has joined us on. You can watch them on the YouTube channel. They're entertaining. Renzo's incredibly talented, incredibly smart. He's the class. I'm the sass. Jasmine, you're just the ass. But Jasmine's not here with us today. But she's got a nice booty. Listen, shout out to Jasmine's booty, but shout out to Jasmine because it's her. This took a twist. It's going to be her birthday next month. So
Oh,
she and I, yeah. And Harry's birthday is actually on the 29th of this month. So a big happy birthday to my niece Ivy. Happy birthday to Harry, and a big Harry, 15 years of brotherhood and tolerating me. Jesus Christ, somebody pray for Harry right now. Pray for the whole family, including mine, because it's a lot to deal with me. And then it really isn't in my mind. I like to think it is.
mm.
And happy birthday, Jasmine. Next month we will be reunited. I'll make my way to Miami, Renzo.
You
All
can
right.
come visit whenever you want, brother.
I'll
But
make my, I swear to God, I will. I
I
promise.
do want to take a moment and celebrate you. This is the end of the third season. You're in the threshold space where you're creatively digging in to see what you want to do with the fourth. You have to take a moment and celebrate what you've achieved over the past three seasons, brother. And I'm, if nothing else for me, it's been a venue to make a new friend. And I'm grateful for your show and I'm grateful for you. So thank you for putting yourself out there and being vulnerable, right?
Thank you. I appreciate that. I accept that. And on that note, let's do this one word association game. I'm gonna hit you with 4 words.
All right.
You guys know, the audience knows this. We always end it this way. So 4 words.
Can I
Ooh,
suggest a twist?
yeah.
So after every word you give me, I'll give you a word.
Yeah, yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect.
All right. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Oh man, it's the easiest game. If I was a word, what word would I be? What word would I be? What word would I be? Revelation.
You too.
So I have to say something now?
No, no, I'll give you a one word association now.
Oh,
No,
so
I've
it's like
just
a
been
back and forth.
I've been yeah, I've been reading the Bono autobiography, and I've been rediscovering all of U2's albums as I'm going, and I'm like, man, I remember now. It's revealed to me why I love this
Me too.
band so much. I kind of lost sight of that in the last couple of years, but just like from Boy to October to War to Achtung Baby, which I adore, Joshua Tree, which
Mm,
I adore,
mhm.
Anything You Can't Leave Behind, all that stuff. Just Revelation is U2 just came to mind. So,
Okay.
Supreme Court. No, I'll give you Milkshake.
Yo, I hate you. Not the milkshake. I'm just
Milkshake.
looking for context. Is it a vanilla milkshake or just like it, it's okay? Milkshake. Milkshake. Tasty. Plus,
Okay.
that's also the name of the album that the song is on. You want to know something? To me, Milkshake is the weakest song on that album by Khalees. Go check out the
Yeah.
album by Khalees, Milkshake. All
Okay.
right. Mm, Portrait.
Time travel.
Hmm. We're gonna
Latino.
who?
Latino. Latinx. Latino. Latina. Latin.
Untrustworthy because the majority of them voted for Trump, starting with some of my own relatives. Nah, man. And they're gonna sit here and tell me to my face, my sister, my nephew, I went out there to fight the fight. I didn't know that the fight was within my own family. To each his own, whatever. Next. Oh, static.
Energy.
Hmm. One more from each end.
Lighting.
Lighting. Mariah Carey, because
Oh,
she's always
damn.
worried about the lighting. You like Mariah.
Love Miranda.
Awakenings.
Turbulent.
Why?
You ever woken up?
Right, but an awakening can be like to some. Oh, okay.
No, so an awakening is to be aware of something you weren't before, whether it's a state of mind, whether you're waking up, right? Like you're becoming aware of your surroundings, of things that you weren't aware of. That is why we use the term awakening to describe just exposure to something you didn't really know about. And that process of change can be turbulent,
Yeah,
can be full of conflict. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative, but it can be turbulent. It's not
yeah,
necessarily easy.
yeah, yeah. Evolution.
X-Men.
No, that's not the next word. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we're ending it. Don't forget the show is available on your favorite podcast app. I have to say, I mean, I had coffee. It's now cold, but cheers to you. Cheers to the audience. Cheers to Harry, Jasmine, to everyone. We'll be back early January for season 4, God willing. I might even do a bonus episode after this, not on the video, but for the Sonic. We'll see. We'll see. Don't hold me to it. But it's been an incredible season 3. I don't know. I'm grateful for the mic, the platform, and the fact that people are listening. So it means the world. Renzo,
Cheers to 3 seasons of Los's Lounge.
3 seasons of Los's Lounge, and thanks for doing it. Especially such short notice.
Brother, if I can,
I'm
for
gonna
you,
send, huh?
I will. If I can, for
I
you, I will.
appreciate you.
That's
Well,
Mariah
and that's
Carey.
why I sent you.
Mariah
Remember,
Carey, you heard that? For you, I will. Okay, I'm just gonna leave
For
it there.
you, I will. Well, this is why I sent you some hookers. They arrive tonight around 9 o'clock. Make sure you have enough Purell and condoms around. Now, I told him don't touch anything. His walls are white and the carpets. Is that carpet or wood floor? What am I looking at?
It is wood flooring with carpets, but honey, he's kidding.
I'm
Gubek,
totally
he's
joking, and I
kidding.
promise you, they are not going to touch anything. No, I'm joking. My brother, so much love. Thank you, and to everybody watching when I upload and everything and listening. Thank you. Los's Lounge, we are out. My brother, peace, and don't forget, still available where books are sold. It's right there. Award-winning still. Peace. Thank you, bro.
You too, brother.